My name is Jizza, and I'm from a group called the Wu-Tang Clan. Some of you may know about us and some of you don't, But Wu-Tang is a sword style of emceeing. The Wu is the word, Tang is the tongue or the sword. So basically, it's just about being lyrically sharp. I'll say I'm a crazy one because hip-hop is my vehicle to scientific and universal enlightenment. Growing up in the 70s and the 80s in Staten Island, in Brooklyn, I was not readily exposed to the hard sciences. You see, science existed in tertiary forms during my youth, and it wasn't until my music career matured that I began to pursue, or I was exposed to science as an intellectual pursuit. But yet and still, as a child, I often wondered about static from the carpet or the aluminum foil that was on the TV antenna. I would ask myself certain questions when I was young, just simple questions most kids probably ask themselves. What makes the grass green? Why is the sky blue? Why are some metals magnetic and others are not? Why is metal a conductor of electricity and wood is not, but you're more likely to be struck by lightning when standing under a tree? These are questions that require science to answer. Also, speaking of electricity and metal, I have a cousin, a few months younger than I am. When we were younger, he was around 7 years old. He had inserted a pair of metal tweezers in an electrical socket, and he got the shock of his life. The wall was all black and smoky, the lights went off, and he burnt his hand so much that his fingers were burnt to the skin because he was holding the tweezers with his fingers. And the doctor had told my aunt, his mother, that it was his sneakers that saved his life, the rubber on his sneakers. So that kind of stuck in my head for a little while because I'm thinking it was the metal that caused it, but it was the rubber that prevented the death. Not only do the elements interest me, but also physics as this underlying force that controls or regulates the universe. Last year, I teamed up with Dr. Chris Emdin from Columbia University Teachers College. He is a professor of science education. We realized that we shared the enthusiasm of science education and decided to form a program called Science Genius, which engages public high school students in science, but using hip-hop. When we first started the program, I was asked, well, what is the power behind hip-hop? Or what is the power behind using hip-hop as an art form to educate the listeners about scientific topics? Well, simply put, I'm not a science teacher. You see, I go into the schools or the classrooms as a musician or an artist, and I provide a model for students to communicate the information which they've learned from their science teachers as recitation to one another in rhyme ciphers. And this is a great way of educating the youth through music. You see, hip-hop not only is the voice of the youth, but we are taught as children in rhyme fashion way before we even listen to hip-hop. The first rhyme I ever learned was the alphabets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. It's all rap. If you think about it, The old lady lived in the shoe, had so many kids, didn't know what to do. Old King Cole and Merry Old Soul. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. This was before hip-hop. I mean, we were learning this before we got into hip-hop. Rap itself, or rhyming, is sometimes considered by some as an inferior or lower language because, or probably because of the ignorance and the negativity and the violence that's associated with it. Hip-hop was started to stop violence, not increase violence or not help promote violence. It was started to stop gang violence when those from the early days, the pioneers came out and played the music and put down all their colors and formed a group and came together. So back to using hip-hop as means of educating the youth is a great thing because we can uplift them to a certain level and promote a positive vibe in the music and educating the children and bring them to a certain level. You know, but why science? Because aside from its technological relevance in all areas of life, science is a way to increase our understanding about the physical universe. And the more we open up to the universe, the more it opens to us. But when you look at the word science, or you take the word science, it goes back to a Latin word, which is scientia or scientia, which means knowledge. So science is just knowledge about the natural world based on facts that's learned through experiments and observation or study. Science is a way to improve our quality of life by understanding ourselves more and the things that surround us. It's a way of upliftment. But why music? Because music is a universal language. Music is a world within itself in a language we all understand, said by Stevie Wonder. Music is a healing force for the world, understood by every man, woman, boy, and girl, said by the OJs. It is a healing force. Music is universal, both imaginary and real. I'm more interested in the reality of sound and how sound physically exists in the universe. You see, through vibrations. Sound, which is the sensory effect through the vibrational frequencies, has existed since the universe's inception. And that same sound still exists in the universe today. That's why it's a great thing to teach science through music, because of the vibrations of music. Sound, as we know it, or music as we know it in our everyday language, is just a smaller part of the bigger picture of the music that's playing within the universe, because everything is vibrating. And this universe is a backdrop for the smaller picture of which we call music. Sometimes, when I think of Now, and he says, it just plays and plays, he can't stop it, even if he wants to. I understand why, because a true musician will compose until the instrument becomes his heart and they become one. Music is a part of our lives from birth. The heart is constantly beating. It's called an organ, but it should be a drum. And the heart constantly beats, and the pulse is beating along with it simultaneously in rhythm. This is the workings of music. So music is in everything because everything vibrates. All objects and beings, music is always playing. This is why it's great to teach science through music, because music is in everything. Everything is playing music, everything vibrates. All beings and objects, you know, this floor is not actually a person or a human. But if I do this, it speaks back to me and makes noise because everything is vibrating. It's great to use music. So the musician, his mission in life is a great one. Not just to him or to the listeners, but to himself. You know, the whole thing about making positive music or making great music is to harmonize the people and tune the souls, because each soul is tuned to a different pitch. And it's about harmonizing the soul and tuning the people through music. And this is why Science Genius is a great way to educate the kids through rap. Thank you. On the last note, we have some of the Rap Genius finalists in the house tonight and the winner. So I would like to introduce them, bringing them on stage. Alicia Duncan, Ryan Rivera, Victoria Richardson, and Jabari Johnson.
This is my rap about gravity. Gravity, why you want to be mad at me? Like 9.803 pushing down on me. Meters per second squared. Acceleration, I'm pushing back up. You know that's called determination. Gravity wanted to battle, said he had forces. Of course I took the battle. Had to show him who the boss is. Now I have to show you what the 3 Newton's laws is. Moving line, stand line, till the force is on it. Newton from gravity when the apple fell from a tree. The battles of a physics class and learned your history. Give me a minute, let me describe acceleration. It's a rate in the opposite exchange. It's motion. Gotta give it time. Second, minutes, hours. Let me break it down. I'm stronger than Austin Powers. Gravity got nothing on me or my force. You know we from Brooklyn, so we hold it down. Of course, I got a hypothesis. An educational guess. Who winning this rap battle? Y'all know who is the best. At the end of the day, we putting gravity to a test. Oh, my hypothesis is nothing but correct. Gravity. Why you want to be mad at me? Like 9.803 pushing down at me. Meters per second squared. Acceleration. I'm pushing back up. You know that's called determination. Gravity. Are you still mad at me? You know Newton's second law told you that you can't handle me. Your actions of holding me down are battling with the consequences of multiple energies. But you know we got chemistry. You're the main reason why we. So just energy. Like, so can you stop pushing down at me? So gravity. Why you want to be mad at me? Like 9.803 pushing down at me. Meters per second squared. Acceleration. I'm pushing back up. You know that's called determination.
Alright, yo. Now, when a man and a woman make love in the bed of sofa, then the sperm have a journey just to try to reach the ova. When it enters the cervix and the sperm start running, that's when the function starts in sexual reproduction. Now, when the function of male produces testosterone, which is a hormone like female produce, estrogen and progesterone. And when the sperm finally reaches the ova, the journey's over. It becomes a zygote and waits till it's 9 months older. As it waits in the placenta, it begins to grow a nose, toes. But be careful, ketosis could ruin the growth. Because positive energy activates constant elevation. Yo, say it with me. Positive energy activates constant elevation. Peace.
I got something I want to spit a cappella. I'm rap Cinderella. I'm rap's recreation. So the DJ put that beat on probation. I must be some type of mutation, because I developed the trait that made me the best in the nation. These fake rappers claiming they gon' kill, but I'm immune by adaptation. Natural selection, survival of the fittest. Just remember Mother Nature screaming, anybody can get it. I'm the reproduction of a trait chosen to persist. You can't resist a flow that you craving like this. I'm not even a rapper, but I'm killing these uncamouflaged writers. My words may annihilate be the cause of your extinction. I'm the greatest. This is a topic that's been debated and contemplated. If you ain't got a trait, we need you joining the extincted. Only the best of the best are the ones stay alive. You ain't meant to survive. If you can't set fire to the rain, you won't see another day. If you got short legs, tell me how you expect to run when you're the prey. I'm a beast, emerging from her cage, stepping out of her shell. Shyness ain't a trait that mutates in this world. Absorb the flow, change it up. Martin Tommy Jr., y'all know what's up. Mutation, the act of being altered or rearranged. Nature's a fighter standing up for some change. Only the strong survive, only God knows why. Sudden change in inheritable characteristics. I'm that purple apple who decided to be different. During came to a realization, each beak had its own modification. He called this evolution, something every generation is doing. It's amusing like the dream that I'm pursuing, combining science with my music. It's my passion, we might have to. Science rap battles with my knowledge, I'm building castles like I was meant to. I'm done.
This concept is applied to all lives. We strive times distance, be a witness to the prize, be a man, understand you comprehending this is vital. Work equals FD, the equation for survival. Your only rival is friction. Don't get caught up in the drag. You better prepare, because obstacles fight back. When you get knocked down, no, please don't cry. Just get up and apply more force next time. One day, I was dreaming with a really strong hope that I'll make it, but to make it takes more than just believing. These resistance/demons were kind of holding me back, and I let them. But the simple way to get me on track was force times displace is work, no debate. I'll take that concept, apply it to my mistakes, and now I'm progressing, a natural rap genius. I'ma get an A if I see this on the regen. And here's the lesson. I know it kind of hurts, but if you truly want to work, then there must be progression, cause FD equals W's the rule, and the unit measurement for the product is called joules. Cool, I did the work. I'ma try to let it flow. The more people I know, kinetic energy grows. So I'ma go to work, convert all of my potential in. As my speed increases, then I'ma go exponential. The work has been applied, if my equations are correct. The energy that is not creates a domino effect. My mass is what I'm bringing to the table. Underestimate. You wish that you had brought a bigger dinner plate. Separate me from the fakes. Let me educate. Velocity's my following, and that's what I'ma generate. Through these shows and gigs, just overcoming all the friction to the point where friction doesn't even make a difference. I feed my interest with the laws of physics. When M&V multiplies, the picture is painted vivid. The work was just something that got me inside the door. Now we squaring the V and X exponentially more. I got a lot in store for the V's, cause I'm progressing my M. And when you multiply them, there's no end to the kinetic energy. You better be prepared. Filling you up with envy with my 1FMV squared. Yo, here's the lesson. I know it kind of hurts, but if you truly want to work, then there must be progression, cause FD equals W's the rule, and the unit measurement for the product is called joules. Cool, I did the work. I'm going to try to let it flow. The more people I know, kinetic energy grows. So I'm going to go to work, convert all of my potential, and as my speed increases, then I'm going to go exponential. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now that was nice and all, but I want to see what Jiz has been working on. Don't y'all want to see what Jiz has been working on?
Yeah.
Don't y'all want to see what Jiz has been working on? Make some noise if you want to see what Jiz has been working on.
Currently working on an album titled Dark Matter. It's about inspired by physics, galactic journey through the universe, the cosmos, and I would like to recite a little bit of it, first verse. Before space and time, thought produced a speck of light. It was infinitely hot and so extremely bright. Within the center of this great shining, it was massive energy that was expanding in great timing. Within this fireball was all of space, a very special place with information encased. Literally a beginning. This cosmic clock was ticking and allowed space to flow while it was spinning. Everything we see around us, the sun, the moon, the stars, millions of worlds that astound us. The universe inside is hard to fathom, composed in the region small as a single atom, less than 1/1,000,000th the size, the point of a pen, microscopic, but on a macro level within. It unfurled this swirling cloud of light, a star city, a galaxy with all its might. Within the blinking of an eye, expanded beyond comprehension. Within a fraction of a second, a new dimension. At a marble size, but very unstable. In time, it would come with a periodic table. You see, space was expanding faster than light speed, moving at the thought. Only thought can exceed. A picosecond after the Big Bang, music of the spheres before the ears, the universe is now sang. Small enough to fit in your hand. Fraction later, it was the size of Mars and becoming greater. Fraction of a second later, 80 times the size of Earth. Fastest growing infant since its time of birth. Still expanding, but it didn't contain matter, just pure energy that was spinning within a batter. But mass and energy, interchangeable, convert those particles, self-sustainable. But matter and antimatter, the arch rival, met, obliterated each other for survival. A war zone, a battle to the death, but as long as there is life and breath, there's one remaining left. Peace.